Hello and welcome to Tech Britain TV. My name's Imran Azam and we're joined by Adam Booth of Sensum. Now this is a rather interesting project that they've got on the go. It aims to really revolutionize the effectiveness of marketing and of products and the information that comes off the back of products when being shown to their potential customers, but that's my description. It's probably not wholly accurate. That's why Adam's here. Adam, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, so what our product Sensum actually is a mobile platform that captures and displays emotional response to any media. So we do that with what's called a GSR sensor, which captures the galvanic skin response. So basically the sweat levels in your hands.
Galvanic
skin
response.
Yeah,
okay, fine. Can we have a shortened version of that? Galvanic skin response, GSR. GSR, okay, carry on.
So with that, that's connected wirelessly to an Android app, and what that does, it captures your physiological response in real time. So what we do on the app, we actually show, say, an advert, a trailer, a movie from a market researcher or a TV ad company, and they can answer questions before, they can answer questions after, and it's uploaded to a dashboard on the cloud. And with that, they can filter, they can analyze, and then they can export data, and they can filter demographics and use that to sort of refine their product.
Okay, so it's not something I've come across previously. So where's the idea come from?
Well, Sensum actually originally started as a short horror film. Our CEO, Gowan Morrison, produced a short horror film called Unsound in 2011. Well, the audience were actually hooked up through it was a wired system at the time, and the audience responses actually changed what happened on screen. So, for example, if the audience maybe weren't scared enough, they've got maybe scene 1 instead of scene 3. To heighten up the sense, they also released a subsonic frequency. And again, depending on the audience responses, maybe composed music came out, and with that, they showed it at South by Southwest in 2011, which was premiered. And after the response they received from that, Gowan went back in 2012 to show the mobile version, which became Sensum. And they also launched it alongside the Tribeca Film Festival in New York in 2012 as well. And so now we've come here to a great stage of our company.
So you're from Belfast.
Yep.
Is the organisation based in Belfast?
Yep, we're based in Belfast, yeah.
Okay, and how big's the team?
We're quite a small team. There's 4 of us. One's actually based in Glasgow, and 3 of us are based here in Belfast.
Okay, and sorry, how long have you been going?
We've been going now for the past 3 years as a company. So yeah, it's going really well so far. We were here last year, CultureTECH guerrilla testing Sensum. So we brought the product with us, and we were down in Millennium Forum, and we used a GoPro video, which is a very famous small high quality cameras, and there's an advert where a guy falls off a tightrope and eventually his parachute releases. So we've got some really good responses of people who say we're completely scared, don't like heights, and we have a visual infograph that shows their heightened emotional response. Mm-hmm. And so as the guy maybe fell off, their line went really shooting up, and people who were scared the whole time, their line was completely high. Or with people really interested in extreme sports, they were completely calm the whole time. So we've got a really good variation of responses.
And what's particular about Northern Ireland's tech scene that has enabled you to kind of flourish?
I think there's just such a great community here, and things like CultureTECH, I think from last year being its first year, just kind of proved, the talent that is here, and the talent's growing here, and the amount of eyes are actually keeping on such a small country. Mark and the team have done a great job last year, and this year it's looking great so far as well. So really great to be back.
Has the organisation been able to make use of any of the public grants that are available, or has this been totally privately funded?
No, originally when Gowan started the company, there was investment from Invest and the Arts Council have been involved as well, growing the company.
Okay, and what are you guys doing here at CultureTECH? Are you demoing at all? Are you doing some more guerrilla testing?
No, we're actually bringing a new product with us. We're calling it Sensum Mu. Sensum Mu is an interactive music project that again uses your body responses to change and manipulate music. So we have our galvanic skin response, GSR sensor, which is changing elements of music that are coming in and out, so maybe new instruments and new sounds. And we also have a heart rate monitor attached, and that is changing the tempo of the music. And whilst that is happening, you're also getting your complete unique artwork. So depending on your emotional response or your heart rate, there'll be certain colours or certain shapes that will come in and out on screen as that's happening. And whilst you're listening to the music as well, you have an accelerometer on your right arm, and that's almost like an effects kind of accelerometer, where if you raise it up, you'll get the sound of a flanger. If you turn it right, you've got a wah sound. If you hold it straight up, you've got a tremolo sound. And you can mix and match in between that. And so at the end of our session, you basically end up with your own unique bio song that's completely unique to you.
And who typically are your clients?
At the moment, our clients are a lot of like market researchers, TV ad agencies. For Sensum, it's a product based around sort of testing for new media, for trailers, for adverts, for movies. So they'd be our main clients at the moment.
And I understand, like the example you said that you premiered last year, the guerrilla testing, whereby you had somebody on a high wire fell and there's a parachute release, etc. You can understand that might elicit quite extreme emotions, right? But I suppose what advertisers are looking for are kind of more subtle emotions that are emitted when watching things. So I assume you're going to tell me that your solution does provide for this subtle information.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the infograph is responding in real time. The sort of kind of current state of market research is where it'd be a lot of kind of focus groups, and if you're maybe showing them a series of adverts or a full feature film, they're probably not going to remember at a certain period of time what they actually felt like. So with this, with our Sensum system, you're able to see, you zoom in really close to see how actually they responded. But with, say, if a company wanted to find out maybe what a certain scene, the big high action sequence, what people responded, if it was maybe the music or if it was the visuals or the lighting, they can ask what's called key moments, and with that they can ask a series of questions and just show that specific scene throughout the whole movie and get sort of more defined response to maybe what they want to ask about their feature.
So would you suggest that the future of advertising is going to be a lot more scientific than it is now?
Yeah, I think so. Companies really want to sort of hone into what their customers actually want, and customers do at the end of the day have the power in the products. So yeah, I think that is definitely going to be the way forward.
Okay, and at what stage is Sensum at? I mean, are you going to be raising money for investment in the future, or do you see this as a business that grows organically?
We're actually in stage 2 development at the moment of our sort of release of Sensum. We're currently in beta stages, but it'll be in 2014, early 2014, that we're releasing it. And again, we'll be focusing that for market researchers, TV ad companies, and film production companies who maybe want to find more information about how their customers are actually responding to their content.
And do you have a great deal in the way of competitors in this area?
Yeah, there is people across in America who are sort of doing a thing with maybe not GSR, but the sort of other physiological technologies as well. And they're not, we wouldn't sort of step away from them. We'd kind of welcome them into open arms as well, because they're doing things that interest us, and we're doing things that interest them as well. So I think it's all just for the greater good.
How much do you think culture plays in the context of how people respond to media? And is that something you've considered at Sensum?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you're showing content that was produced in America to people based here, they maybe wouldn't quite get it maybe as much. Or again, if you produce content here that was shown in America, I think absolutely it would play. Maybe again, it could surprise you as well. If you show content here, people really respond to it, and then again, that's opened a new market for that company, and they can start adverts here. They can start a company or a base here as well.
Okay, and would you say that your service is really aimed towards larger advertising organisations and media companies rather than smaller organisations?
No, I think we kind of open it to all. We have like starter pack kits. We can give 1 unit instead of maybe 200. A person can try out. They can see how it feels in their hands and how it actually works. We provide training as well and how-to videos. And they can sort of see the response for themselves. When we show this to people, even individuals, they get really excited about it. When we show them their response to, for example, last year, all the GoPro videos, people kind of come up with their own ideas how they could use the technology. And again, that really inspires us to how we can sort of innovate it, or how we can kind of change the product as well.
Okay, fantastic. If people want to find out more about Sensum, where can they find you?
They can find us on our official website, which is sensum.co, or we're on Facebook as well, /sensum.co, and Twitter as well, sensum.co.
All right, Adam, thanks very much for joining us. So that's been Adam Booth of Sensum company based in Belfast, partly in Glasgow as well, but mainly in Northern Ireland. We're going to wrap this one up because I think we're annoying a few people by being on the stage here, but we've done the interview now, so we don't particularly care. So we'll be back in about half an hour.